Going on? I'm Dr. Derek, and this is baby Lennon. And today, baby Lennon is 7 weeks old, and today we're going to check baby Lennon out for subluxation, which is quite simply when Lennon encounters more stress than he can handle. His muscles get tense, they misalign the spine, and because of the misalignment, the spine doesn't move properly. And when the spine doesn't move, the neurology, the nervous system, doesn't get stimulated in a positive way. And it can cause things like constipation, colic, fussiness, trouble sleeping, ear infections, ADHD, acid reflux, and the list goes on. Lennon's doing great, so again, we're a little bit more preventative today. So we just want to make sure everything is moving great. We're releasing the tension and the stress on his nervous system and on his musculature so that he can be the best that he can be. So what I like to do is I like to start up top at the control center at C1. We always start at the top and move down. And I'm going to check his atlas. And I just want to make sure everything is aligned and it's moving great. Now Lennon is a little bit stuck on the left side. And he could have slept wrong the other day. Maybe he's fighting an infection. As he gets a little bit older, he might be teething, things like that stress out his system. Bad formula, vaccinations, antibiotics, the air and water that we're taking in can all be stressful on him. So we'll take a look. I'm going to do an adjustment on his left atlas. Very minimal. I'm not using a lot of pressure. It's not like how I would adjust an adult. So here it is. There it is. I flipped it in. Now I also like to hold and really work C1 very gently. Put some stimulation into it, some vibration into it, some good energy. Good. And I'm working the ligaments, and I'm just working the soft tissue and just opening it up so his range of motion is a little bit better. If I have to get a little bit more aggressive, I have a tool. It's called a speeder board, or I guess it would be a headpiece, where I can make a little bit more of a invasive adjustment, but again, nothing will ever hurt little Lennon with the adjustment. We're very safe and very effective. The second place I want to look, I want to jump all the way down to the bottom because C1 and the sacrum, they tie directly into each other. And just like a garden hose, if there's a kink at the top and we're not releasing the bottom, we're going to still have restriction. So I want to make sure everything is moving great. And he's a little bit restricted on this left SI joint, the left sacroiliac joint. So I'm actually going to open that up for him. Tummy time is great, so get him on their tummy. And I'm going to adjust, again, his left sacrum and the connection between the sacrum and the pelvis, the iliac crest there. And I just lift his back leg and push down ever so gently, and it dropped right into place. Sometimes you'll hear an audible. That dropped in like a shotgun, and he doesn't mind. I'm also going to work the sacral tuberous ligament with a technique just to loosen up the whole pathway here. And this, again, will help him poop, will help him release, will calm his system down. Now keep in mind, if you are, oh, there he goes, and he burped really nicely, he's releasing very good. A lot of kids will toot or poop as we're doing this, and that's great. Now keep in mind that moms, if you're breastfeeding and you're taking in a lot of dairy and a lot of toxins, if you will, preservatives and processed foods, that's going to upset the little one's tummy as well. So make sure you're concentrating on what you're supposed to be eating. Good. And that released beautifully. Now the last place I'm going to take a look at is in his thoracic spine. Now a lot of the kids that I see, because of the dads, will have restriction right in between the mid-back and low back. The reason is because dads, we're smooth, we're quick, and when little ones have explosions, we like to take the diaper off and flip them and hold them up really, really high and then get underneath and clean up all the poop up his back. Unfortunately, when you do that, you're causing a lot of tension to this mid to mid-low back, the upper lumbar, lower thoracic junction here. And that causes the spine to get kicked out posteriorly and get stuck. And again, I check that in everyone that I see, and I'm going to make sure that his is nice and mobile because sometimes I get quick and I change him like that as well. But I would recommend instead of totally lifting him, just roll him. Roll him and clean them. Now keep in mind as well, these little shirts that they wear, they have this little extra piece. Those are set up so that you can fold them out for the onesies, and you can take them off over the legs, over the shoulders, instead of taking his dirty onesie over his head. I didn't learn that until my second one, so I wish I would have known that. So basically, we adjusted atlas, got into the left SI joint, and then I also adjusted a little bit in the thoracic cage. Doing fantastic. Again, if we have any restriction in here, it's going to affect digestion. It's going to affect posture. We see kids with torticollis where one side is fixated compared to the other in terms of muscle tension. We also see reflux in kids. So if you have any of those concerns, get them to a chiro, get them checked. We're safe, we're effective. And the little ones love it. We're just releasing tension and stress on their nervous system. So that is Lennon getting his adjustment.